Welcome back to Turning the Antenna, everybody. Today, we are going to be breaking down the second episode of Season 2 of Interview with the Vampire. So we open up the episode and we see Louis and Claudia trying to find their footing in Parisian society. I just wanted to know what the financial standing was for Louis because they are pickpocketing in Paris. They have no funds. And I wanted to know what the details were behind that because I would think that, yes, I know that the Azalea burnt down, but I'm sure there were profits that were left over from the Azalea. When Louis met Lestat seemed to have taken over the responsibilities of all of Louis' financial needs. That's the impression that I got. So in my mind, I'm thinking if you don't have to spend money, unless he spent like money during that 6-year period when Lestat wasn't in their life. I'm trying to figure it out here. I'm trying to figure it out. I know that the sister now owns the family house, right? Because once she declared him dead, then all of his assets would have gone to his next of kin, which would be her. Does that also apply to any funds that he would have in the bank? I know it's trivial, right? But I'm thinking about all of these things as I was watching episode 1. Anyway, you guys let me know what you think about that down in the comment section. Back to Louis in the park being approached by Armand. Louis goes to a park. Armand approaches him after watching him for a few months. He approaches him and he invites him and Claudia to the Théâtre de Vampire. They go to the Théâtre de Vampire, they watch a play, and the standout is Santiago. Now, Santiago is hella captivating. I mean, this guy can act. Side note, I love to see actors play theater actors in a movie. So it's like an actor playing the actor. I really like to see that. So I feel like Santiago and Daniel would get along well. I can see them sitting at a bar, smoking cigarettes, broken hearts, cynicism, the whole nine. We then are introduced to this young Belgian woman who is a victim of the coven. This actress did such a good job at conveying her distress. The sobs, the lighting, the music. Bravo to the director, the writer, and this actress. She deserves a standing ovation. Her name is Sinead Phelps. It's my understanding that she is an assistant director on the show. She was standing in for somebody and got the role because she did such a great job. I felt empathy for her to my bones. The only scene last season that I can remember where it kind of shook me a little bit was when Lestat went after the priests. That was kind of horrific. But any other time, I didn't even bat an eyelash. But this time, with this young Belgian woman, bravo to her. What was most shocking was Claudia being in hog heaven. I was shocked by that because Claudia had been in a similar situation. Not the exact situation, but something similar with Bruce. And so I was under the impression that her seeing this would have triggered that trauma, but clearly it didn't. I mean, she gave the coven a standing ovation, even knowing that it was real. It was just, that's a human being. That's food. You guys did a great job. And that was it. Oftentimes, we romanticize vampires and we tend to forget that they are malicious predators. The taunting and the subsequent slaughter of Annika Roman is but a minuscule example of the depth of their cruelty. Also, Santiago is definitely going to lead the charge against them later on because he can tell that they are lying. Once they've met everybody, they've gotten into the coven's good graces, it seems. They go off and Armand makes his move on Louis, or Louis makes his move on Armand, whichever one. Now, guys, Armand is beautiful. In terms of physical appearance, Armand is a work of art. That man is beautiful, right? But I don't trust him. I do not trust Armand. I think that there is so much more that's there. Lestat, That letter was so touching, even though you know what he is capable of, you know what he's done to Louis, but he just pulls you in. Even in death, he's pulling you in. In this next scene, I felt really bad for Daniel. I'm not used to seeing Louis being hurtful. And when Daniel made fun of him for feeling bad about the letter that Lestat wrote, that's what we got. So much so that Armand had to jump in and say that, dude, your wife, she wanted to say yes, just to soothe Daniel slightly. Daniel could be a bit much with his delivery, but I don't think that he has cruel intent at all. I think he wants to get to the bottom of what's going on. He wants Louis to get well. He wants Louis to wake up, and he can see through Armand. And that is it for the second episode. I'm super eager to see Lestat again and to learn about his life in the theater, as well as learning about the backstories of Santiago and Armand. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I will speak to you all in a few days. Later.